Hello, and welcome back to Resonant Frequencies, a space where we explore everything anomalous and alternative using very simple terms so that we can have a language to explore the rest of the space that is anomalous and alternative. I'm your host, Nand, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about auras. And I'll spell that out. AURAS as a plural. Auras, again, depict someone in their true form. And again, it's tied into both subtle energy balancing or healing, as well as clairvoyance. Now, for auras, they can be seen, they can be felt, or both of them, both seen and felt. And in today's episode, I'm going to describe how they're seen and what they represent in very, very simple words without going into much depth. If you like what you're hearing now, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. Now, let's move into auras. Auras are fields that are around each of us. And I'm going to draw in your mind how they appear. If I took a silhouette of your body and enlarged it and put your physical body within it, like a silhouette within the space, and in that space a body, well, that silhouette would mimic the shape of your body, and we can call that an aura. Now, most people have more than one aura, and each layer of the aura depicts certain information that's contained about the person. So in a way, it's the akasha that is represented in each one of the layers, but not all the way through. So akasha information, if you don't know how to access the akasha, can be transmitted through the auras. Now, aura colors also determine what's going on in a human body. So if you have an issue with, say, a heart or another major organ, then a certain color will present itself. Now, while there are many interpretations of the colors, I'm going to stick with the ones that I've seen repeatedly for similar or same issues over the many years that I've been doing this. And so when I look at someone and I see a certain color, I immediately understand where to look in the akasha for more information. We're not going to get into the depth of the colors in this episode because it would take too long, but I will certainly address it in greater detail in other episodes. But what we need to understand is, if we were to balance or repair a physical body, which has subtle energies moving back and forth through it, then the aura is a very good help because it can tell you where the issues are and how to move the subtle energies either through it or around that spot. And we've mapped out many, many colors and their various meanings. Now, for some folks, they just use the one layer of the aura. So earlier I described a silhouette and a body within that silhouette. What if there are two silhouettes? What if there are three silhouettes around that body? Then each silhouette, with my logic and my understanding, represents a different aspect of what's going on. And if one can interpret that by understanding colors that are associated with that layer, then one has a better chance of fixing or repairing or balancing what's going on in that physical body. A last thought. Most healers, and I call them healers, and earlier we used in another episode some terms, define them, but here I'm just going to do a collective term called healers. Some use only the one layer. Some use 3 layers. The most common is 7 layers, and it goes beyond that to more than 15 layers. Under the modality that I have, I deploy 8 layers to understand what's going on with the physical and the emotional bodies. Now, we talked about a visual component, which is seeing the color, but let's end with feeling them. So an aura can be felt, even if you cannot see it, and there are certain dynamics that present themselves. And these dynamics have to do with a touching component, not the physical body, but the aura layer. And then there are various pieces of feedback that come to us. A temperature shift would be one. A tingling sensation would be another. In later episodes, I'll go ahead and talk more in detail about that. And in future and upcoming presentations, we might offer a class on how to read and see auras. Again, if you liked this episode, please hit the like button, ring the bell, and subscribe, and share us with your friends. Thank you for joining us. And until the next episode, have a great day.